Alright lads, Acido here, and today I'm going to be showing you how to make a nice simple intro in Cinema 4D. So you want to start by just centering up, as you can see here, and then you want to go to MoGraph, MoText or text objects, whichever, and you want to change the depth to around 50, whatever you think looks better. Text, whatever you're using. I'm just going to use tutorial. Font, whatever font you like or want to use. You're going to do a line and line it in the middle. Then using your scaling tool, just going to scale it down there a little bit so it fits in there. Then go to caps on your text object and go to fill of caps. Boom, their measurements should be fine. Then you want to double click on materials, creating a new material, and then double click it again and all your settings will come up. I'm going to go to colour, change the colour to a darkish grey, whatever colour you want to use. I'm just going to use grey for now. Go down to reflection and tick that, go to the texture option, change that to Fresnel, drop the brightness down to about just over 50 and the mix strength just under 50. Drag that material onto your text object. I'm just going to rename my text object to tutorial so I know where I'm at. And then you want to go to, you have a little selections on the top here, and you want to hold down on the cube option, and loads of different things come up like spheres, cones, discs, all them, and you want to select the plane, and on the plane there's a little orange dot beside the red arrow and then another one at the back beside the blue arrow. Just hold the orange dot beside the red arrow and just drag it out sideways, and then you want to create another new material. This time you want to uncheck specular, check luminance, go to brightness on the luminance selection and change that to 250. Now it should be fine. Drag that material onto that. Hold on, I just want to straighten this up a little bit. And then you want to drag your plane up out of sight, and that should create a nice shiny sort of texture on your text. Next you want to go back to the cube selection, hold that down again, or just click it once and a cube should come up. Just gonna rename that to bar 1, and then you want to change, there's measurements down below just underneath all your layers, and you should come up with size X, size Y and size Z. For size X you want to change it to about 700, and then you change the size X till it fits the length of your text. Change size Y to 10 and size Z to about 5. Yeah, that looks grand. Select again, and then you want to just underneath them measurements that has separate surfaces. No. Underneath that you want to, you see separate surfaces and fillet. You click the fillet and the measurements that come up should be fine. We'll just see. Just drag this down a little bit. See what it looks like. Yeah, they're fine. Like, but you can change it to whatever you like. And then you want to go to where it has your objects and the structure menu up the top right, and you want to go to just under where it says objects, go to edit, copy and paste while you have your bar 1 selected, and I'm going to change that to bar 2. And when you have this selected, just drag it up on top. It's about the same, near enough to the same amount away from the tile as your first bar is, and we'll just have a look at this. Yeah, that looks grand. Maybe just bring it in a bit more. That should be fine. Then you want to create a new text object, and you've got your object. Change the depth to just 1, no more. Well, you can change it to whatever you want, but 1 looks fine. Change your text to whatever you like. I'm just gonna put in my URL, but you can do like whatever you can find on your YouTube or your URL. I'm just gonna use youtube.com. Use the same text I was using earlier. It's Banggotic. You can find that on any decent font websites. You don't want any caps or anything on this. And then you want to scale this down like you did with your tutorial text, and just center that up underneath your main text. Then underneath where you click your text object again, underneath where you have your depth, your text, your font, all them selections, you're gonna have height, horizontal spacing and vertical spacing, and you want to bring the vertical spacing up to about 25, 26, and then place it underneath. See what this looks like. Yeah, that looks nice. I'm gonna leave it for white. I think it looks fine. And then you want to start keyframing. So you have a little frame timeline just underneath where you have your project, and you want to change that to about 150. And when you do that, the bar should go down a bit and leave a little grey part. So you want to grab the end of that timeline and drag it all the way up, and you'll see all your frames. So starting with bar 2, you want to drag that up out of sight at 0 frames. Then using the first of the 3 little red boxes on your timeline, it's the keyframe. You want to select the first one, click that while it's out of sight, and that should keyframe that out of picture. You want to bring your timeline up to about 100, and you want to bring your cube back, your bar 2 back in, and keyframe it there. When you do this, you should just bring it back to 100, and I'll play it. You can see that your bar 2 just falls gently into place, and you want to do this, the same thing. Bring your timeline back to 0, select your bar 2, bring that out of sight, keyframe it at 0, bring it up to not 100, maybe a bit after, a bit before. I'll bring mine up to 115, bring it back into sight, and we'll keyframe that there. Just bring it, oh yeah, that should be fine. And we can see again that this time the 2 bars fall nicely into place. And then you want to do your URL now, your text object 2. Want to bring that out of sight, and bring your timeline back to 0. Keyframe that at 0 out of sight. Oh wait, no, you don't want to do that actually. Delete that keyframe. You just click the keyframe and press delete. You want to bring it up to the same as bar 2, the same keyframe as bar 2 at 115, and you want to keyframe it out of sight at 215, because you don't want your URL coming at the same time as your bar 2, and they'll just get in the way and it won't look very nice. So you bring your text object 2, your URL back in at around 130, 135. Let's do that again, hold on. And that should look nice. So I'll show you, I'll just play everything back for you to see what you should get if you followed the steps. See the 2 bars coming in, and then your YouTube URL coming in there at the last second. You could bring out the keyframe that more, make it a bit slower, more fluid motion, not like it's flying in. Then after you have all your keyframes done, you want to click on your render settings, leave the general settings as they are, go to output, change that to 1280 by 720. You want to go down to frame range to from and change it to all frames. You want to go to save it to your desktop or wherever, tutorial, and then you want to change it to a QuickTime movie or AVI. QuickTime is better if you want to put like SFX on it in video or in Vegas or Sony Soundforge, and you just leave everything else as it is. Then you want to press Shift and R, and it should start rendering like so. Just stop that because you know what it looks like. I'll just play here for you now again. It's your two bars coming in. Your URL is gone. I deleted it by accident. But anyway, the URL will come in at the last minute. Let's see if I can get it back. No, well, yeah, your URL will come in at the last minute anyway if you've done it right and didn't delete it like I did. And that's what your final image should be like, with your URL at the bottom. And hopefully that helped. Please leave a like if you want, and a comment on anything you may need help with in Cinema 4D or Photoshop. And thanks for watching, and until next time.